Imagine the Earth suddenly stopping its rotation. In an instant, the world as we know it would be thrown into unimaginable chaos. The sun would freeze in the sky, winds would roar faster than any hurricane ever recorded, oceans would surge like unstoppable tidal waves, and the delicate balance of life on our planet would be shattered. Buildings, trees, cars, anything not firmly attached to the ground would be swept away at speeds exceeding 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. Entire cities could vanish in minutes as mega tsunamis crash onto continents, and even the atmosphere itself would become a deadly force, whipping across the land with unstoppable fury. Birds would be tossed from the sky, terrestrial animals would struggle to survive, and humanity, unless sheltered in underground bunkers or deep caves, would face near-instant extinction. The very crust of the Earth would shift under the pressure as tectonic plates respond violently to the sudden halt. Mountains could crumble, earthquakes would erupt worldwide, and the first hour alone would reshape coastlines and alter the face of the planet forever. By the end of the first day, a new, terrifying reality would emerge. Half the planet would be trapped in perpetual daylight, scorched under a sun that no longer moves, while the other half would be plunged into eternal night, freezing under the darkness. The familiar rhythm of day and night would vanish, and the zones where life could survive would shrink dramatically. Only a thin twilight band around the planet, where temperatures are neither too hot nor too cold, would remain habitable. Weather systems would collapse, massive hurricanes would rage endlessly, and storms of unprecedented ferocity would batter the remaining safe zones. Humanity, already decimated by the initial chaos, would now be forced to adapt to a world where resources are scarce and the environment itself is hostile. Agriculture would fail as the oceans, which no longer circulate nutrients properly, disrupt food chains while the remaining human populations cluster desperately in the twilight zones, clinging to survival in a world that has been turned upside down. As weeks and months pass, the Earth would begin to slowly stabilize, but the planet would be unrecognizable. Tectonic activity would continue to reshape continents, creating new mountain ranges, lakes, and valleys. The oceans, now redistributed toward the poles, would carve new coastlines and flood former cities. Winds would die down slightly as the atmosphere adjusts to this new reality, but storms would remain unpredictable and extreme. Humanity would learn to survive through innovation, building underground cities to escape the relentless winds and extremes of temperature. Agriculture would adapt through hydroponic and vertical farms within climate-controlled domes, and new technologies would emerge to harness energy from solar, wind, and geothermal sources in this transformed world. Animals would adapt as well. Species that thrived in cold regions would expand across the frozen half of the planet, while desert-adapted creatures dominate the scorched regions. Evolution would accelerate under these extreme pressures, leading to entirely new forms of life over the coming centuries. Decades later, the Earth would bear little resemblance to the world we once knew. Oceans would settle into strange new shapes, continents would continue to shift subtly, and the once familiar landscapes would be marked by frozen wastelands, scorched deserts, and thriving twilight zones where life clings to existence. Gravity at the equator would feel slightly stronger because the centrifugal force that once counteracted it has vanished. Humans would thrive where they could, constructing cities designed to endure the extremes, creating societies that prioritize survival and resilience. The natural world, though harsh, would continue to flourish in its own way, with plants and animals adapting in ways that are both astonishing and alien to us. Even the ice sheets that cover the poles would hold new forms of life within their frozen expanse, resilient and thriving despite the unimaginable conditions. The spectacle of Earth from space would be unlike anything ever witnessed. One hemisphere glowing orange in perpetual sunlight, the other frozen in a deep, unending blue. Mega tsunamis towering over skyscrapers, crashing along coastlines, cities that survived along the narrow twilight belt glowing like fragile jewels, and wildlife evolving rapidly to cope with the extremes. Geography itself would transform dramatically as mountains rise, seas recede, and continents shift under the influence of these new forces. Every visual would be a reminder of the incredible power of physics and of how fragile yet resilient life can be in the face of catastrophic change. This scenario, though impossible in reality, reveals something profound about our planet and ourselves. It is a stark reminder of how delicate the balance of life on Earth truly is, and how easily everything we take for granted could be disrupted. Yet it also shows the resilience of life and humanity, our ability to adapt, innovate, and survive, even when confronted with conditions that defy imagination. It is a testament to the relentless force of nature, the delicate harmony that sustains life, and the ingenuity of human beings when pushed to the very limits. As you watch this simulation, imagine the sheer scale of such a catastrophe. Imagine the wind tearing through cities at unimaginable speeds, oceans displacing entire continents, and human civilization adapting to survive in the narrow bands of twilight. Picture the frozen landscapes of the permanent night side, the scorching deserts of the eternal day side, and the strange, thriving pockets of life that somehow endure. Every moment in this scenario is both terrifying and awe-inspiring, a glimpse into a world that is impossible, yet vividly imaginable, thanks to the power of AI simulations. So could humanity survive if Earth stopped spinning? Some humans might adapt and thrive in the twilight zones, building underground cities and developing new technologies to cope with the extremes. Others might perish in the first hours or days, overwhelmed by forces beyond comprehension. Yet the Earth itself would persist, reshaped and transformed, a new world forged from catastrophe and resilience. This thought experiment, while impossible, challenges our understanding of the natural world and encourages us to consider how life adapts under extreme conditions, reminding us that survival is not just about strength, but about ingenuity, resilience, and adaptation. The first hour, the first day, the first year, the first decade, each would reveal more of this impossible world. Life would evolve in ways that challenge our imagination, cities would rise and fall, and humanity would forge a new existence on a planet forever changed. From the perspective of space, the Earth would be a surreal masterpiece of light and darkness, fire and ice, chaos and survival, a world that is at once beautiful and terrifying. It would be a planet that tells a story of unimaginable destruction and equally unimaginable adaptation, a reminder of both the fragility and resilience of life. This scenario teaches us the value of perspective. We are accustomed to thinking of Earth as stable and predictable, yet the forces that govern our planet are immense and indifferent. Catastrophic events, though unlikely, have shaped life for billions of years, and will continue to do so. By exploring a world where the Earth stops spinning, we confront the limits of our understanding and the power of imagination. We see that even in the most extreme circumstances, life finds a way, adapting to survive against all odds, evolving in ways that we could never predict. As we conclude this journey, consider the